Wow. I mean, that's just insane. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is the billionth time that I've said wow on this channel, but if you go back and look at previous game recaps from last season, the context behind this wow is completely different. Last year, every time I said wow, it was something so embarrassing that I just didn't know how to describe it. But now I say wow, and it's for good. Saints dropped 44 on the Dallas Cowboys and had a huge victory. And everyone this past week has been saying it's just the Panthers. Like dropping 47 on an NFL team was an accident. But look at us now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Valente. And we're going to be recapping a huge Saints win against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, first of all, what a game, right? I mean, Lab wasn't able to do this last week because I was in New Orleans and had to focus on getting home safe. But nonetheless, I'm here now. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Last week on behind enemy lines, and even yesterday on behind enemy lines, I said no matter what happens, I'm not picking the Saints against the Cowboys. But I mean, I was proven wrong by my own team. I mean, 47 points in week 1, that's no coincidence. But I get it. It was the Panthers, right? It was just the Panthers. Fast forward a week later, 44 points. What are they going to say now? It's just the Cowboys? Like the Cowboys didn't have 25 pressures against the best offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the entire NFL, and the Browns, but they could only have 3 pressures against what people think is one of the worst O-line units in the entire NFL and the Saints, where they had 6 sacks against one of the best offensive lines in the league in the Browns, but were held to a whopping 0, or excuse me, 1 against the Saints. When are people going to realize that this team is legit? When are people going to realize this team isn't first overall pick potential? This team is conference championship level potential. This is looking like one of the best teams in the NFC. This is looking like a team that could actually go out and win the NFC. And you know what? The games don't even get easier. In fact, the games, they probably get harder over these next few weeks. Next week, you got the Eagles. I'm sure every fan of the Saints, from me to the oldest person available, is excited for that game against the Eagles. And you have the Falcons in week 4. I mean, as much as I want to hate, they have a really good defense. We have a really good offense. And then in week 5, you have the reigning back-to-back Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. You have 3 more weeks to show who you are. So don't stop here. But staying focused on the Cowboys game, I mean, that was, we walked in your trap, um, and kicked down the door. Like, walked right, we walked right into their house, kicked down the door, destroyed the place, and left. I gotta give all credit in the world to the offensive line because there was a lot of questions on how Michael Parsons or how Trevor Penning or Talise Fuaga, rookie left tackle, is going to do against Michael Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence. Well, neither of them were a factor in this victory or in their loss. I mean, they weren't out there making plays. Like Michael Parsons was a non-factor overall. Demarcus Lawrence was a non-factor overall. That offensive line shut down arguably the best defensive line in all of football. And if not the best, one of the top 3. One of the best front sevens in all of football, let's be real. And they just went in there and handled business like it was another day at the office. Like they weren't considered one of the worst units in the entire league. Now, like I said previously, the play of Trevor Penning is going to be the difference. Is going to be a 3 to 4 win difference. If you get the Trevor Penning that you had today and last week, this team could win 12 games. If you get the Trevor Penning that we saw in the preseason, this team's max is 9. But I'm here to be positive, all right? 44 points. Or let's just say this. 40 plus points in 3 consecutive games. Because a lot of people are forgetting this. But the Saints offense scored 48 points against the Falcons in week 18. That's no coincidence. You don't score 40 points in 3 consecutive games. I can't remember the last time someone did that. Now, moving forward to the defense. Defense, they played so good. And I don't think enough credit is going to go their way just because of how the offense pretty much outshined all of that. Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions, one to Adebo and the other one to Tyrann Mathieu. Now, that's not the most impressive part. Outside of the 165-yard touchdown, where if the Saints would have just tackled better, that would have never happened, CeeDee Lamb was a non-factor. All of these big names for the Cowboys were a non-factor. CeeDee Lamb, non-factor. Michael Parsons, non-factor. Everybody in their run game, non-factor. Dak Prescott, non-factor. Chase Young got his first technically partial sack of the season. Carl Granderson had 1.5. Brian Brzee got his sack. I still think Brzee has a lot of room to improve, especially when getting to the quarterback, getting him down, because that's just something that he struggled with. And all credit to him if he does get the quarterback down as many times as he's gotten back there. He probably would have had 7 to 8 sacks last season. As a defensive tackle, that's like having 20 sacks as an edge rusher. So Brian Brzee's going to be just fine. You just got to work on those things. Chris Olave. And you know what? I'm going to talk about CeeDee Lamb was talking all this shit. You know, he got his touchdown. He had the right to talk the shit. But Trayvon Diggs, he was asked what he thinks about Olave, and his exact response was, "Is that a trick question?" Olave, 4 catches for 81 yards on him. Hats off to Olave. Going back to the defense, hats off to Quillen McKinstry. He handled CeeDee Lamb pretty well for his debut, technically. If you really want to go there, for his debut game, for his first start ever, that is super impressive. And that's going to go under the radar. No one's going to talk about that. But I will. So shout out to Quillen McKinstry. Who else is shout out? Alante is probably the best run support guy on our team as DB. He's always in the backfield. He's gonna get there. Teams are officially starting to watch out for him, and if they don't, good luck. And then obviously I gotta give the props in the world to Derek Carr. All right, Derek Carr. I just didn't think he had it in him. I never really thought he had it in him anymore. At least anymore. Derek went from arguably one of the worst starting quarterbacks last year to one of the best starting quarterbacks this year. And I love Derek, all right? Derek is a pretty damn good player. Damn good human, too. Derek, his confidence is at an all time high right now. Now he needs to ride that into week 3. I need the consistency from this entire team. Now, you don't got to go and drop 40 every week. That'd be awesome, but it's not going to happen. But from all fronts, offense firing on their cylinders, defense stay firing on your cylinders, special teams stay firing on your cylinders, and we're going to have a great season. Dare I say that the Saints can win the NFC? I don't know. We're just going to have to figure out. Still a long season left. We got the Eagles up next. So we got a very tough schedule coming up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications for all future Saints content. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.